One thing that I know I've heard you talk about before that stands out to me, because I've just never heard another parent say this the same way, is that regarding the sacrifices that you made, you knew, for instance, what it was that God was calling me to do, because everyone in my life knew it. It was talked about and it was obvious. And so you felt a responsibility to steward that gift that I was being entrusted with, and to help me accomplish that. And so, you know, what I now understand the gravity of is sacrifices that were made to buy a certain keyboard, or, you know, pay to record certain songs or whatnot. But I've heard you say time and time again that you feel like you will give an account when you get to heaven for how you helped us become who God created us to be.
I dedicated myself to help my children fulfill the call of God that was on their life. And I believe that when I acknowledged that every good and perfect gift comes from the Lord, and I gave her back to Him, but I'm still entrusted those things, that I'm gonna have to give an accountability for the choices that I made in supporting and helping the call of God on her life. I just kind of thought big picture, and along with that big picture was how can I help them find what the Lord wants for their life and help them succeed to do that. And that just became part of our family life. We just talked about how everything related to following Jesus.
The repetition was so much that, to the point almost that it's kind of like, as a kid, it's like insert eye roll, right? You know, like, I've heard this before, like, why are we still talking about this? Like, we've been down this road 500 times before. And then I also remember when on some of those issues and things, there was like a heart shift, and it was almost kind of like stepping into, I want that in my life. And like, it's not just saying yes and promising Dad you won't do whatever, but like, I want this for me. And it would have not happened without the repetition. Repetition is what made it get impressed on my heart.
What matters is my family loves Jesus. They've been discipled well, and we taught them how to disciple their kids, because we're parenting with that outcome in mind. But that's not the end. I want them to fulfill the call of God that Jesus puts on their life.
To this day, there's not like an email that he sends me that's not gonna say like, I'm proud of you, I believe in you, you know, something else in that signature. And, you know, again, it's the repetition of it. It's with the repetition that you start to believe it and you own it. And I know that little things that over time added up to be worthy of so much in our life and who we were able to become. So that is one of my favorites.
It's fun to watch the woman of God that you become and are becoming, and as wonderful as God's used you now, you know, we believe in our whole family that the best is yet to come, that the Lord's not done with us.
I remember you told me, like, this is like your #1 words of advice. You were just like, love people. And I remember, like, I was a teenager at this point. I remember kind of being like, what in the world do I do with that, you know? But I have figured that out over the years. But I think what stands out to me about you as a person, and you as a dad, and you as a friend, and you as a son and a pastor, and all of the things, is just like, that's the ingredient, you know? Like, you love people, and that is the heart from which you do everything, and that is why what you've put your hand to has worked and been successful. So thank you for your faithfulness as well, because I know how many times it would have been easier to stop, and it would have been easier to quit, but you didn't. that's the thing at this point that I'm fully aware of, is just your faithfulness and really just your heart to serve others. So I wouldn't be who I am without you, literally.